Welcome to Outlaw Woodworking. Today I'm going to show you on my property. I have a lot of rocks. If you saw my excavation of the foundation for my garage, you'll know that I have a lot of rocks. And one of the things that I've realized is if you learn how to find like these bigger boulders, um, and basically sometimes you only see a chunk of them out of the ground. So you kind of have to search around and see if you can and find which ones are big. Matter of fact, I'll show you one that I pulled out of a hole yesterday. And yeah, anyway, you can create these really nice planters, or you can also create borders like on your driveway or your entry. And they really turn out nice. Now, how I place them is I'll dig them down a little bit and get them sunk in there a little ways. And that way they're not sitting on the top of the ground. They're kind of buried about probably 6 inches down, and they hold up really well. Anyway, yeah, let me show you a hole that I dug one out yesterday, and I'll show you how big it is. And it was actually, I barely saw the top of it, but when I started digging around it is when I figured out that it was a real big one. And then I'll take you up on my hill, and we'll go try to find another specimen. And yeah, these can make for really nice landscaping. Anyway, yeah, let's get started. So right here, you can see this hole is about 4 feet deep, and this is where I found a really nice one yesterday. And you can see it's right on the edge of my property line, but it was in my property. And then what I'll do is I'll just fill in all these small rocks and fill this back in. But yeah, let me show you what this one looked like. And it was hard to get out because it was one of the bigger ones that I found. Anyway, let me show you what it looks like. Here's the boulder I pulled out of that hole. Now right here I got my excavator warming up, so my audio didn't come through when I was talking about this boulder. But basically this is the one I pulled out of there. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it yet. But all you saw was about the tip of that boulder. And you can see, and how I figured out how to find these things is basically if I see something that's kind of round and going down into the earth, I'll just dig around it a little bit and see what turns up. Sometimes, sometimes it turns out to be one of these smaller ones. Now, I've been collecting these small ones too, and basically I've been pulling them down the mountain. Right here, I'm almost to the top of my mountain of my property, and basically it backs up to the national forest. Now, what I do is I take these rocks and I keep moving these ones that I want down the mountain, so that each time I come back up, I have less travel to go to get them, and I just kind of swing them around and kind of get them going down the mountain, especially the ones that I want. Now, when you get these really big ones, you got to be careful not to roll them down the mountain. And, basically you don't want one to run into your house or your garage, a really big one. Now, right here, I'm coming down my fire trail, and basically I'm still moving some of these boulders down. Now, right here is where I'm coming across the mountain on the top of my property line. And basically I'm looking around to see if I see something that I think is going to be worthwhile to try to dig out. And sometimes you dig around, and now this one right here is going to be I like this one. It's a big one that came out of here. It's about, I don't know, 8 feet by a foot thick these are 2 big pieces that I got out of here. So I'll set those aside and I'll come back up and get them later. And I've got a stockpile of these different size rocks all up on this mountain. But today it's all about finding a big one. Now right here you can see that one was almost completely buried. And this is the one that I'm going to bring out of there. So you can find, depending on your property and what kind of rocks I have a lot of rocks. So, and there's the size that I was able to get out of there. Anyway, it wasn't too hard to get out of there. Now, yeah, I'm lucky I got a fuel tank on my property because fuel went up, but I had already filled this up before the fuel prices went up, so that was lucky. Anyway,
I lost the video of me actually placing this big boulder, but I start using this one to basically go around this property. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Please subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you next time. Later.